See, they don't look at me.
They know.
They look at they.
They
know you.
They know.
So they look at. They don't look at me.
Going on.
They don't care about me.
They know what's going on. It's amazing. I could be wearing a bright blue shirt. As soon as they see the boots, I think they just know what they're looking at.
Yeah. It's all in the boots.
Hi guys.
Hopefully the mic works.
Well, that's the idea.
Does it work? Yes, it does.
Oh, hello. Is that a bit better? Great. Okay. Shush this thing up here. Alright guys, good afternoon. This afternoon. This is the meerkat enclosure here at Melbourne Zoo. Thank you so much for coming, and we are trying to beat the rain, so we might make this quick. So guys, these are obviously our meerkats. We have 5 enclosures of meerkats at Melbourne Zoo. You can only see 3 here though. There's one out the back with a couple of boys, and there's one actually in Melbourne Zoo. Not Melbourne, we're at Melbourne Zoo. Royal Children's Hospital, where they are the keepers do a great job of going down there 3 times a day. They cycle down, and feed them down there. They do cycle because we are a carbon neutral zoo. We're the first carbon neutral zoo in the world, and so we try to avoid driving at all times. Here at Melbourne Zoo we have 22 at last count meerkats. We did give a few away to the new Sydney Zoo as well. That's part of our trying to to give genetic diversity, so we can put some new genes into different locations. You'll see this one here actually, just noticing that now, has no tail. Now, that is not so much of an uncommon thing with these guys, and I'll tell you why. So you can see that they're a little bit rough. I'm going to give them some food just so they can get a bit happier. Now, these guys are matriarchal. I'm giving them some mealworms, guys. This is what I'm giving them here. See there? Little ones. They are omnivores. They'll eat lots of different things, mostly little bugs like this and little bits of different vegetation, roots, fungus, all those sorts of things. But they are matriarchal. Now, what that means is that the women, the head female rules the roost. So perhaps she got that right. Definitely sounds like my house. So they have a head couple. There is a dominant male as well, but generally speaking, the female trumps the male, and that sort of is true of all the all the members of the group. They can get up to groups of 40 or 50, most of whom are related in a family group. Now, the head female is the only one that's allowed to breed. If any of the other females breed, they'll be banished from the group, and the pups possibly killed by the head female. So it is a brutal justice in the meerkat world. Now, part of their success in the wild is due to their socialization. So although only one female is allowed to breed, they all she releases a pheromone that actually makes all the other females barren, but it allows them to wet nurse, so they can rear the other pups. And that's part of their success in the wild, being that they are such social creatures with such high social rules. Really adds to the fact that they coordinate when they hunt. They've always got, I'm sure you've noticed on the other enclosures as well, there's always one standing sentinel, standing up really high on a mound, looking everywhere they can, and they interchange these roles. You'll often, if you want to YouTube meerkats falling asleep, they do stand up for so long they just pass out, and they do it in very, very hot, arid areas of Africa. Now, this leads me to the fact that this one doesn't actually have a tail. So to get in the good graces of the head female of the group, the other females, as I said, are allowed to wet nurse and rear the pups, and sometimes they're a little too vigorous. So what they do is they over-groom the little babies, and they're like little jelly bean size with no hair. So sometimes the tail comes off and it doesn't come back. But it doesn't impair them in any way. It's just one of those things that they just have to grow with, which is totally fine. Now, the markings on them are very distinct. They can recognize each other though. Much as I can't, they're not sexually dimorphic. The males and the females look the same. They can actually tell each other apart. And they do that via vocalizations as well. And they actually have their own kind of language. So when they have the sentinel standing up on the mound there, a different bark or a different whistle or a different grunt means a different threat. So it would be different for a snake, be different for a bird, different for other meerkats in the area, but they know what each other is saying and what their response should be. If they have to go and attack it, if they have to run into these burrows, which are an incredibly good defense system. They are related to mongoose, and they do wrestle with a lot of poisonous animals. In fact, adult meerkats are immune to scorpion venom. So they've developed that of doing that, and they teach their offspring how to handle those complex, sometimes deadly prey items. So what they do is they'll firstly bring the newborns, or not newborns, the juveniles, already deceased prey, and then they'll give them disabled prey, and they just increase their the amount that the juvenile has to do before they become adept at being able to dismantle a scorpion, you know, which has big pincers, as well as that you might be nullified to its venom, but that sting is still very sharp. So you still have to make sure you're doing it right. So that's like one of the really cool facts about these guys. They are immune to scorpion venom. Another awesome thing about them, as I said, they do sit up. Hold on.
Members and visitors. The zoo would like to remind all visitors of our no smoking policy within the zoo grounds. For your convenience, all smokers are requested to obtain a pass out at the zoo entrance.
Take note, everyone. So they stand up in the sun. They are in arid areas. It gets very, very hot. But those black patches around their eyes act as sunglasses. They actually absorb a lot of the glare, a lot of reflectivity of that. And so they're able to look directly into the sun. So if there's a bird coming, if there's a predator coming from that direction, it's often a strategy used for birds is to come from the sun side. That is something they've actually learned to be able to adapt away from. Now, the other thing that's awesome about these guys, the burrows they have, despite growing up in arid areas, they're actually like 15 degrees colder in there. So when they're in the desert, and it actually gets quite cold at night, those burrows can be very, very cold. Now, I'm a little concerned about these birds being so close, because these are predators, guys. So what they do is they spend the night in the burrow, heaped together in a big like this, in a big cuddle puddle, if you like, and what they then do is they come out and they present their chest to the sun. Now, the chest is actually a much thinner, has much thinner fur on it than the back, and it's also got black skin, so it absorbs the heat. It's a really good way of them regulating their body temperature. They're able to huddle together at night, and then they come out, they need to be by themselves. They can still warm up by presenting that big, beautiful chest. These guys are actually very okay in the wild. They're of least concern. So what that means is that they aren't endangered, basically, and they're one of the very few animals here at the zoo that aren't. 90% of our animals here are on the endangered species list or threatened with extinction, and these guys are one of the few that are not. The reason for that is they live in these arid areas, as I say, which aren't of much use to human beings. Humans, being those pesky things that put most of these animals in danger, don't need their land, can't use it. You can't build an agriculture on it, you can't build infrastructure on it. So we don't need their land, and they're free to use it. It's the same with the baboons down the back. They're also of least concern. Again, we can't use the land that's on it. So one of the things that Melbourne Zoo that we're trying to do for animals that's land is more valuable to us is we're trying to subsidise the income to reduce the amount that agriculture needs to be developed in those areas. So if you go to the gift shop, guys, there is those beautiful bead designs. That is not a plug for you to buy something from the gift shop. It is to say all that money goes straight back into the community where they were made. It enables women to be employed and financially independent. It also subsidises that income to make sure that they don't have to use so much land and keep on using their crops, keep on growing their crops rather, keep on expanding their farms for more livestock, and it's more habitat saved for the wild animals. I don't have any left, sorry mate. More habitat available for the animals that really, really need it. Guys, my name's Joe. If you have any questions about the meerkats or anything else, please come and ask me. It is going to rain soon, so do cover up. But have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. There's none left.
Hello, cutie. What's he doing? What's he doing, eh? Look, he's got his head buried in the sand. Wakey, wakey. Hello. Where's your partner? There's another one there. Look, he's sleeping. How's your day? All right? Been working hard? There's another one there. Hello. Oi, 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 oi. Come on.
Oh no, the plane.
The plane's coming.
Scared.
Don't be scared of that. Is that your full size? Do you grow any bigger?
So cute.
Are you a mini one? Small family, eh? Big noises. Kiss, kiss. I'm okay. I'm not going to hurt you. I love you. There he is. Look, the kids are coming. Hide. They're going to throw chewing gum at you. We'll get stuck in your hair.
Yeah, but the wind's too.
The wind's picking up. Where's Mama?
high.
Little baby. Look, look, look. It's windy today. There's another one there. Stand up. There you go, that's it. Also stand up, he stood up.
What a poser.
Yeah.
So beautiful. Watching out for the weather.
There's a little one here, look. We've got some nice enclosures here. Let's go and check it out. Some kind of a volcano here or something. Tunnels. Like a tunnel for kids. There's more here. Coffee shop. There's one there. There's always one on a hill. He's an observer. He's looking out. Check this out. Look at those three stooges. Hello. Get a close up of that.
The other fell asleep on top.
That's funny, eh?
Stuck together.
Might be able to get a close up on that later. Funny. Hey, little one. Quick, the wind's picking up. Hey, hey. Look at me, look at me. Woo. Watch out for the seagull. Look, this is cold.
There you go. Now.
There you go. Say hello on YouTube. We've got some nice enclosures here. Plenty of room.
These three can crack me up. The other one left.
So he's always in the garden. He's always watching.
Hey,
Like, "Whee." There they are.
No, they're not hugging, no fighting. Yeah.